So you'll get some targets that will dive, some targets that will rise. It's never a consistent target out here, so everybody must be ready. And that means you can't really hold, because sometimes if you know a target is consistently dropping down, you can hold a little bit lower. But with targets like this and a background like this, you kind of have to do your normal hold point and then move wherever the target goes.
Well, just wonderful to get the insights and thoughts from you, Dania, before this final begins. I mean, if anything, room only for some of the spectators, and it looks like it's going to go that way as well for this one. So if you are live with us on YouTube, Facebook and on the Olympic channel, thank you very much for coming along. If you're watching this back at some point, then not only a hello from me, your commentator Rory McAllister, but also alongside me, the world number 3 in women's skeet, Dania Vizi of the United States.
Put your hands together and make some noise to welcome the 6 athletes competing in the final of the skeet men's event here at the ISSF World Championship Shotgun Athens 2025. 116 athletes were taking place in this event, and after 3 days of competition here at the Malakasa shooting range, we are down to the final 6 who are about to do battle for World Championship glory. So Athens, get ready to make lots of noise for the finalists, for each and every one of them. Here we go.
So Jamie Stangroom, our announcer, now with the introduction of the 6 athletes.
Bib number 1, representing the United States of America. He's a 4-time Olympic champion, a 4-time world champion in this event, with World Cup gold this season in Lonato. It's Vincent Hancock.
Well, the 4-time Olympic champion, 30 World Cup medals. Vincent Hancock in bib number 1.
Good energy, Athens. Keep it going with bib number 2, representing Egypt. The 4-time Olympian and 4-time African champion has 3 World Championship medals to his name, 2 bronze and gold from OSIAC 2022. Azmi Mehelba.
And Azmi Mehelba, now 34 years old, former African champion.
With bib number 3, representing Czechia. He's the world number 6 with 3 World Cup medals, including bronze from Lonato this season. The 2019 Junior World Champion is competing at his first Senior World Championships. It's Daniel Korczak.
And Daniel Korczak, the first of the 2 Czech athletes representing Czechia in this World Championship final.
With bib number 4, representing Denmark. The 2017 Junior World Champion is in his first Senior World Championship final. After winning gold in Doha, he is the 2023 World Cup Final champion, Emil Kilgard Petersen.
And Emil Petersen, a very prolific skeet shooter, could go well in this final.
Representing Ukraine, he is an Olympic champion after winning gold at Sydney 2000. The 57-year-old has a tally of 11 World Cup medals and World Championship mixed team silver from Baku 2023. It's Mykola Milchev.
Milchev, the Olympic champion from 25 years ago in Sydney.
And we've been presenting Czechia. He's a 3-time Olympian, a 2-time European champion with 5 World Cup medals across the skeet events. He is the world number 4, Jakub Tomachuk.
And Jakub Tomachuk, the world number 4, the second athlete from Czechia. Let me tell you that the
jury member in charge of this final is Glenys Lawrence of Australia.
So now the introduction of the jury and ref.
And the referee is Alkis Kiteris of Cyprus. 60 targets coming up. The first elimination will take place after 20. Bronze decided after 50. Silver and gold after 60, unless we go to a shoot-off. World champion status up for grabs. Good luck to all of the athletes, and let the final begin.
So that's how they line up then. Vincent Hancock of the United States in bib number 1. Azmi Mehelba of Egypt in bib number 2. Daniel Korczak of Czechia, the first of the 2 Czechia athletes in bib number 3. Emil Petersen of Denmark, the gold medalist from Doha at the World Cup final 2 years ago in bib number 4. Mykola Milchev of Ukraine, the Sydney Olympic Games gold medalist. And then Jakub Tomachuk in bib number 6, the second athlete from Czechia. And just a reminder of the world record on screen. Vincent Hancock, first to go. A perfect start for Hancock at station 3. Always good to get off with those first 4, Dania.
Yes, especially when you're in first position. It's hard after the broadcast to try to get back into the mindset so quickly and hit your first station. So that was great for Vincent. So there's a miss there from Osmi. It looked like that target came out exactly when he called pull. So in international skeet, after you call pull, the target can come out instantly or between 3 seconds, so you never know. And I think the first one kind of caught him off guard. So he shot it a little bit late and then didn't make it back to the second one. Looks like he missed that first one, and then he waited a little bit longer to shoot the second one to make sure that he broke it, and he did. So he comes off with 3 out of 4. Perfect station for Peterson. He had 4 beautiful targets. And there's one more miss on the reverse pair from Milchev.
So each athlete now has had their visit to station 3. Now moving on to station 4. Hancock again in bib number 1, therefore gets to go first. And the second time we come to this station, it'll be a reverse pair, but for now it's the normal. So it's just 2 targets per athlete now at station 4. Packed crowd here in Athens in Greece for this World Championships.
Beautiful 2 targets. He shoots those very quickly.
And Mahelba made short work of those 2. Pretty decent timing in between both of those. So just with that 1 miss so far, the Egyptian on a total of 5.
I think it is a little bit more relaxing when you get to station 4 because you've been shooting these all day and then you shot these 2, previous days, and then a lot of these guys shot them just a couple of hours ago in the shoot-off, so they're feeling pretty confident on this station. Milchev missing another one. That high house dove a little bit and he just didn't get quite down to it.
It's our first visit to Station 5. 4 targets per athlete. Hancock still on a perfect start, as is Peterson and Tomacek. All 3 of those athletes on 6 out of 6, and that's 8 now for the American.
Perfect 10 for Vincent Hancock. I think he's one of the fastest shooters in this final. Perfect shot. That one came out quickly, just like his reverse 3, but he made it work on Station 5. He took the second one out a little bit longer, but he was right on it.
Yes, they all count when they hit, don't they, Dania?
Beautiful station. So far, the men are having no problems with Station 5. The targets look beautiful. The sun did move a little bit, and there's some shade on the field, but it is not messing with their eyes at all. That's one more miss for Milchev. So he's down 3. And he finishes strong with a great reverse pair on 5.
Yeah, just as that wind started to whip up as well, Dania. Great recovery there after that miss for the Sydney Olympic champion. Now Tomacek, the second of the Czech athletes. He was unlucky in Tokyo at the Olympic Games. 7th, just missed out on a place in the skeet final. As a World Championship bronze, that was in the skeet team men from Oshek 2022. There's that gold medal from the team men skeet event as well in Lonato at the World Cup some 3 years ago in 2022. So here's how it finished then. That was after those 4 targets earlier on, but now after 10, we've got 3 athletes all tied on 10. Vincent Hancock, and Emil Peterson and Jakub Tomacek. All on that perfect start of 10 out of 10. And then 2 athletes on 9, and then we have Milchev on 7. So now back to Station 3. Another 4 targets per athlete.
And that's what we call stacking a pair. When he hit the first one so quickly, had time to hit the second one right on top of it. That's about as perfect as it gets right there. Low house came out broken, so he'll reset. They'll reset the timer as well. So you get 30 seconds from the time you step on the station to when you call for the last target. Perfect, that didn't bother him a bit.
Yeah, this sort of level as well. The clock isn't normally anything really, is it, too much for them to worry about? But you do see it in junior competitions, Dania, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes you have people who take a little bit more time, and having the clock out there can really bother them, especially when you're turned to the right side of the field and you're shooting that reverse 3 and you can see that it's flashing red and you only have 5, 4, 3 seconds to call. That's one more miss on the reverse pair for Osmi. Looks like there's a little bit of a shadow on the high house side, which might make it hard to like see the target come out of the house initially, but it doesn't look like it's affecting any of these men. Beautiful reverse pair.
Yeah, it's just clipped that second one, but they all count with these flash targets that are used in finals such as this. You see that dust in the sky.
But we did see a couple of targets in the women's final, didn't flash, and there was just a couple of chips. Great pair. The low house was going really high and he waited and didn't bother him. Oh, there's a pair. That was a tough one. Low house was rising, high house was diving, and he didn't get to either of them.
Yeah, gust of wind as well. Sometimes it's just luck, isn't it, of the actual elements. You know, all
It
the
is,
athletes.
it's luck of the draw.
Yeah. So there's the beep that no athlete ever wants to hear. Certainly during a skis or trap final, but the Olympic champion from Sydney.
But see, that's one of the beauty of this sport is he's the Olympic champion from Sydney, still qualifying in a World Championships. I mean, you can do this for so long. It really is such a great sport to be involved in.
Yeah, he's 57 years old and still here out doing it in front of the world.
And even if you're not competing, it's something you can enjoy at any age.
So there's a miss on that last one again. We've seen that across this round, but Tomaszek on a total of 13. Now back to station 4. You can see Hancock already looking over to the low house. That's because it'll be this reverse. You can just see him practicing his sight line. Just that slight dip of the head there from Vinny.
Yeah, it's tough being in that first position. Obviously, it's great being bib 1 because you have that, you know, if you're tied, you have that extra help to keep you into the final, but it's hard because you don't get to visualize the target like everybody else behind you does. Another instant pull for Osmi, but he didn't let that one bother him.
You can see in the distance there as well, it's standing room only for this packed capacity crowd here in Greece, in Athens, for this World Championships. Lots of friends, families, people that have come to see the finals here in Athens. Lots of distance travelled as well. As Peterson makes short work of those two to take his total to 14.
Oh, and there's a miss from Tomacek.
Yes, the only miss we've had across the 6 athletes as we go back to station 5. And this is now crunch time, because our first elimination coming up in this final. Hancock of the United States leads the way just by that narrow margin of 1 hit. He's on a total of 16 with a possible perfect 20 in his sights. Then we have Korczak on 15, 3 athletes tied on 14, and then Milchev of Ukraine on a total of 12.
Another stacked pair, as we might say. I think we'll see a lot of those from Vincent. He likes to shoot his pairs pretty quickly. And a perfect 20. That was a tough pair too. The high house was rising and the low house was pretty flat, but didn't seem to bother him at all. Another miss on the normal pair for Osmi.
Yeah, manages to make a recovery on those final 2. Takes his total to 17. Now Milchev can get up to 17, but wearing bib number 5. Sam Halbert is sort of, inverted commas, safe for the next part.
Great pair. Like I said, the shadow's getting even worse on that high house. It's probably a little tough to see coming out, so some of them have to take a little bit more time to shoot it and then get back to the second target. It's been such a beautiful tournament though. Like, beautiful range, beautiful country. This weather has been amazing. See, a miss on the high house. I think he just shot it a little too quickly and didn't quite clear it up. I think it's from the shadow.
Well, Milchev now with that miss can only now amass a total of 15. Tomacek, of course, still to shoot.
And he finishes strong. Hit that last reverse pair.
He's had a decent year as well, Milchev. Had a good European Championships. I remember seeing him in finals at the European Championships across the summer.
You can tell Jacob is taking his time on some of those pairs, but he's pretty dialed.
Yes, he manages to get that 4th one, so all 4 as well for Tomacek to take him to 18. But we have our first elimination from this final. The Olympic champion from Sydney 2000, 57-year-old Mikola Milchev, Big cheer as well of respect and applause from the crowd. Leaves on a total of 15. Memories of that gold medal back in the Sydney Olympic Games. Your coach as well, James Graves, as he was listed there, with Todd taking the bronze in that final up against Milchev. I mean, I know Todd has great respect as well for Milchev, as I spoke to him about it many a time.
And he had a great qualification, an amazing shoot-off. I watched it. He fought hard to get that 5th position, but it didn't quite happen here. But he should be very proud with that 6th place finish.
So that's how it stands. 2 athletes tied on 17. Tomaszek on 18, Kodsiak on 19, and Vincent Hancock of the United States. So far with a perfect start.
Vinny seems to be locked on, and I'm not even sure how much sleep he's been getting these past few weeks. His wife just had a baby, and she's 7 weeks old, and she's here in the audience.
Yes, I did see Rebecca, Vinny's wife. The baby's so cute. And Vincent's other 2 daughters as well have made the trip out here to Greece.
So he's probably working through a little sleep deprivation, but it doesn't seem to be bothering him here.
I was a father of a young baby myself. I know what it's like.
So Osmi just missed that high house. I think a lot to do with that shadow, but also his high house went really high, and I don't think he made it up to it. Oh, and another reverse pair. So he's missed that all 3 passes. I can see it in his face, like he's just not quite sure where he's missing that target. So hopefully he can figure it out if he remains in the final.
Again, Dania as well on this 3rd pass as well. Crucial stage of a final. Yes, I know we've had 1 elimination, but if you leave yourself too much to do, as well as you've just alluded to, you've got to try and make that recovery. If you do certainly have 2 misses out of the 4, particularly at station 3, as you're then starting that next part of the final.
Yes, of course, and the closer you get to a medal position, the harder it is to drop out of the final, because you know how close you are. One miss on that high house, but like we saw in the women's final, anything can happen. So there we saw the time went down to 2 seconds, so he had to call pretty quickly when he turned around. Another great station.
There's 5 athletes left. Now back to station 4. So this is where we switch back as well to the normal pair. We can already just see off camera, we can see Hancock. There he is, just practicing that flight path.
So we're now at station 4, 1 double each coming up.
Can see that shadow could be even worse.
Yeah, there's a massive change compared to the women's final.
The targets still look nice and bright, but I think coming out of the house on that left side of the field is going to be a little tough. Osmi getting back on it with a perfect pair. Wind is picking up a little now too. I'm getting chilly.
Yeah, we should have brought a blanket really, shouldn't we?
Can see how quickly the smoke moves too after they hit the targets.
So Tomacek missing the second of the two. Did look pretty nervy actually as he came up to station 4, just looking at his face there just before those two targets were released. But crunch time again, because another elimination is upon us back at station 5. And Mehelba, the former African champion on a total of 21. Just that one hit behind Peterson of Denmark. But again, it's those narrow margins that separate things out at this sort of level. Hancock, on the other hand, is still on that perfect start for 26 and trying to hit now 30 out of 30.
And we do have to remember the bib numbers come into play here. So Osmi is number 2. So if he can hit these 4 targets, there could be some hope for him to stay in the final.
So Hancock's halfway there to that perfect 60. I don't want to say it too soon, but is it even possible today? Meanwhile, as Dani has just pointed out, Mehelba in bib number 2. Bib number could save him. Definitely wants these next 2 to take it to 25.
Oh yes, the pressure is on. And he gets it. But he's been in those situations before. He knows how to handle it.
Yes, very casually just walked away there from station 5 as if it was all in a moment's work.
So that'll secure Daniel to stay in the final.
Well, dealt with those gusts of winds pretty well there as well at station 5. The maximum 4 out of 4. Take his total to 29. Well, Peterson again at station 5. We haven't had a miss yet so far from the 4 athletes. Tomacek now the last to come up to station 5. And he goes the 34-year-old and world number 4.
So he needs to hit 3 of these. So the pressure is on for him to stay in the final. And there's 2. And he's secured his place.
Yeah,
That's
hits
exciting.
those final 2, yes, and does so. It just goes to show the bib system. In bib number 2, we do have our next elimination leaving this final. The former African champion and Asmi Mehelba on a total of 25 leaves this final in 5th place. A disappointing day for the Egyptian. He certainly would have hoped for more with all those medals that he's amassed so far. The gold medal from the World Championships 3 years ago in 2022. Plenty of World Cup medals as well, 3 golds. And at 34 years old, well, he'll certainly be back into another final, but it just shows how tough the competition is here in Greece, in Athens, as Esme Mehelba of Egypt is in 5th place on a total of 25. And now we go down to the final 4.
So the pressure will be on for this pass, because if you can get through this, you know you're on the podium. Of course, we all want the gold, but being on the podium is also great.
Well, Vinny just clipped that second one, but there was enough dust and certainly enough of a break on the target to get that hit. So another 4 out of 4 for the American. So Korczak now trying to go within one hit of the four-time Olympic champion.
And there's a miss. That one dove a little bit. He didn't quite get down to it, but he did take his time. So you could tell that he was seeing where the bird was going, but he didn't make the right move. He hit that second one really hard. You could see the pink smoke off the target from the puff that they put inside of it, but also the white from the target itself. Looks like he hit the first one, and then a piece of the first one broke the second one, so he'll reset and shoot the pair all over again.
Well, certainly a great couple of hits after that pause. 4 out of 4 for Peterson, a total of 30. Tomacek now trying to get to a total of 31 to complete this visit for the remaining 4 athletes back at Station 3. Again, did think he actually missed that last one and did so. Red flag and the beep went off in the background. So Tomacek is locked on 30 alongside Peterson, with Korczak now on 32. Vincent Hancock of the United States 2 in front on a perfect total so far. No misses for the American on 34.
And bib numbers do stay into play here, so this will be a hard pass for Peterson and Tomacek to finish 4 and 5. Perfect pair. That's probably one of the slowest pairs we've seen Vinny shoot today, but still on it.
So now Tomacek, the world number 4, to try and level up again with Peterson. Bearing in mind, Tomacek in bib number 6, as Dani was saying a few seconds ago, that bib system could come into play once we get back to Station 5.
And that's a double miss from Tomacek. It looks like the low house went really high, and he kind of just cut it off, whipped back to the second one, shot it a little quicker than his previous targets, and he just didn't make it.
Yeah, I think that happened just earlier on as well to Peterson, about sort of 10 targets ago. That low house really went quite high, but the athlete from Denmark managed to catch it. So here's how it stands. The American Vincent Hancock still with that perfect start on a total of 36. Now trying to hit these next 4 to take his total to 40. Korczak on 34, Peterson on 32, and Tomacek in bib number 6 as well is 2 behind on a total of 30. And Hancock gets that one from the low house.
Yeah,
again,
the low house was rising.
It was going high. It was going high, and that's what just caught out Tomacek just a few seconds ago. I mean, slightly different angle, of course, now at Station 5, but Hancock did well to catch that.
It's hard on that reverse pair when it's that low house is rising and it's slowing down a little bit because we want to go in front of it. But then when it's like that, we have to shoot right at it. So he did a really good job hitting that pair. You could tell he waited a little bit longer too.
Crucial miss for Korczak, total of 32. Peterson now the chance to get to 36. I mean, it won't affect Korczak's progression in this final, but it's just that you don't want to be missing too much if you're certainly trying to chase down a gold medal.
That was a great target. High house was going super high. We haven't seen that in any of the pairs that we've had today, so he did a great job on that one.
It was almost aiming towards the top of the netting, out to the right.
And that pair was completely different than the one before, but he had no problem with it.
So Tomaszek now knows no matter what happens here, he'll just want to try and finish in style and get all four. He's hit one, missed the second.
Looks like he's starting to rush his shots a little bit because even in the shoot-off, he takes a little bit more time on the second target, and it looks like he's rushing these now. Especially that one.
Yeah, probably just wants to get it over with,
I think
doesn't
so
it?
too.
Yes. And it's the next elimination in this final. So Tomaszek, he does put his hand up to the crowd. We just missed that off camera, but the athlete from Czechia, well, you can just see the frustration on his face, just wasn't to be today. As Dania said, it was a bit tricky for him in qualification earlier on today. And then going into the shoot-off, and in bib number 6, is now next to leave this final, agonisingly for the Czechia athlete. In third place, Jakub Tomaszek, the world number 4, leaves this final, a total of 32. So we're down now to the podium places. So Denmark, Czechia and the United States are guaranteed the medals, bronze, silver and gold. Which way will it go? Well, that's what we're going to see now unfold in front of us. Vincent Hancock of the United States still without a miss. And I certainly don't want anyone breathing any word about commentators' curse. I've never believed in that. See, I told you.
I do think he's the one that would be like, no, it was me. I don't think he believes in the curse either.
No, I've spoken to Vinny about that a couple of times. I've often said to him as well that sort of shoulder...
As he misses one.
As he misses one, yeah. That shoulder shuffle as well that he does, it always, to me, looks like, you know, it's a piece of cake. But there we go. Vincent Hancock showing indeed that he is human. The first miss for the 4-time gold medalist at the Olympic Games. So Hancock still remains in front. Korczak now a chance to get up to a total of 41.
You were talking about his shoulder shrug, but I think that's what makes him such a good athlete, is if you watch him throughout the entire final, his setup and how much time he takes on everything is exactly the same. He's like a robot.
It is repeat, repeat, repeat. And I think that's, again, we were talking on the women's final about the kind of difference between being excellent and world class. And it's sometimes just those slight, edgy differences that create that difference. And the discipline it takes, Dania, as well, to do that each time, not just through a final, but across the qualification. You know, there was the 25 targets this morning. You know, you've got the other 2 days of qualification as well, plus the pre-event training and the unofficial training day. And it's just the repeat, the repetition.
It is, and it's hard to stay in that mentality for 3 days, because sometimes we only shoot 75-50, so we'll only be competing 2 days. But since we had so many athletes participate in this, we had to shoot it over 3 days. So really just shows you how incredible these athletes are.
It's a crucial stage of this final for Peterson, because even to stand in with a chance of trying to upgrade the bronze that's looking like it could be his, going on now to the next station. If you miss there again on that pass at station 4, it can really damage your chances. So there's still a chance. It's a slim one, certainly with the way that Korczak and Hancock have been shooting. But we have seen some misses here at station 5, not only in the women's final, but also in the men's.
Yeah, especially on that reverse pair. We don't shoot those in qualification. So reverse 3 and reverse 5, these athletes haven't seen those targets in 3 days. So it definitely makes it a little trickier.
Well, Hancock once again with a 4 out of 4. So Korczak now has a chance to boost that total to 47 to stay within 2 of the American. Peterson, on the other hand, can only hope for a maximum of 45. So again, as Dania was saying earlier, the bib number system is still in effect to decide the bronze medal. So Korczak now just needing 1 out of these 2 targets to secure a battle for gold and silver. Obviously would want both, and would you believe it, it's a double miss. So he will progress, because even if Peterson now hits all 4 and finishes on 45, the bib number system, and there's been an appeal now from the coaches. I did see them just raise their hand a minute ago. So Glynis Lawrence of Australia, one of the jury, I think is trying to come over just to try and see and declare what it is that exactly happened. But the final was carried on, and Emil Peterson on a total of 45 by that bib number system. In bib number 4, representing Denmark. Denmark have their first medal of this ISSF World Championships for shotgun in front of this packed capacity crowd here in Athens in Greece. And for the 27-year-old and the junior world champion as well from Moscow 2017, the same event, of course, Dania, where you picked up your world championship gold back in 2017. Emil Kilgaard Peterson of Denmark is the bronze medalist here at the ISSF World Championships for shotgun in Athens in Greece. So down to the final 2. Hancock has a 4-hit advantage, just that 1 miss for the American. 49 out of 50 so far, with another 10 to go. Vincent Hancock is back at station 3.
Great station. You can tell he took a little bit more time before he shot that reverse pair, because he was thinking, I am not missing that again.
Yeah, you could certainly see that on Hancock's face when he did make that miss. You know, the competition against himself, let alone the other athletes, is certainly there to be seen all over his face. So Hancock can hit a maximum of 59.
Great shot. He took a little bit more time on that second shot. The wind's picking up. It was diving.
So Daniel Korczak of Czechia, the world number 6, the 25-year-old, now once again behind Vincent Hancock as they approach station 4. 6 targets to go, unless there is a shoot-off. So Korczak can hit a maximum of 55. So once Hancock, if he does, get to 56, should that happen. Of course, we need to get to station 5 for that. So Hancock with a double hit up to 55.
He must have just took a piece off of that one because there was no puff that came out. I almost thought he missed it.
Yeah, there was a slight hesitation and pause there as well, I think, even from the side refs and the scorers for Seus.
But that is why we have those good side referees to see those chips that we can't see.
And good ref as well, really experienced. So here we go, station 5, Vincent Hancock on 55 with a possible 59. So Korczak, meanwhile, even with all 4, can hit a total of 55. So Hancock just needs one of these 4 to confirm the gold medal and the title of world champion. Well, there's 2. And Dwayne Wager knows as well as the rest of the crowd. And there's a very polite and respectful applause from the crowd because they know that Hancock still has 2 to go, plus Korczak still to shoot. And there it is, confirmed. So Vincent Hancock of the United States of America will take the gold medal and the title of world champion.
You can tell he just became world champion, but he's still thinking, how did I miss that one?
So Daniel Korczak finishes in style, 4 out of 4 back at station 5, and just so nice to see between the gold and silver medalists, just that fist pump and that clench between them. Vincent Hancock of the United States at 36 years old is the world champion and gold medalist here in Athens in Greece. Congratulated by his coach as well, Dwayne Wager, straight over. And Vincent Hancock once again will be atop of the podium with yet another gold medal placed around his neck. He has, up until now, 5 gold medals at the World Championships, 4 of them in the individual competitions, 1 in the team, and now that's his 6th individual World Championship gold medal. Daniel Korczak, on the other hand, a great performance for the athlete from Czechia, 25 years old, the world number 6, taking the silver medal here in Athens in Greece. A terrific performance. He finished on a total of 55 out of 60 targets. So just getting the confirmation of the medalists.
Emil Kilgard-Petersen.
And Emil Kilgard-Petersen, the junior world champion from 2017, is now the bronze medal here in Greece.
Medalist representing Czechia, Daniel Korczak.
Daniel Korczak of Czechia, 2 of the Czechia athletes to come into this final, picks up the silver medal.
And the gold medalist, the world champion representing the United States of America, Vincent Hancock.
Well, once again for Vincent Hancock, it's another gold medal to add to that ever-growing medal cabinet. I mean, he's going to need a medal cabinet the size of a house, I think, by the time he's finished in his career. The American just marches on, his 6th individual gold medal at a World Championships, adding also to those 30 World Cup medals. 27 of them are gold. There's the 4 Olympic gold medals as well. And Vincent Hancock, just with that one miss, whether or not that'll play on his mind, we'll have to talk to Vinny afterwards when we go for an interview with himself and Jamie Stangroom. But Vincent Hancock, once again, just shows he's got the world at his feet. He finished on a total of 59 out of 60. Almost the perfect performance, but enough to get over the line, become world champion, and take the gold medal back to the United States of America. So, Tanya Vizzi, now that we've had a chance just to come up for air, there it is confirmed on our screens. Petersen of Denmark with the bronze medal, Korczak of Czechia with the silver, and Hancock with the United States taking the gold. Was it ever in doubt in your mind, Dania?
No, I mean, Vincent is an amazing athlete. He's been known to shoot 60s, 59s all the time, so to see him on the top of the podium is no surprise. But congratulations to all of the athletes. It was an amazing final. There were some really hard targets out there. The shadows came in, so it was a little bit different than the women's final, but they should all be super proud of themselves to go home with a medal from the World Championships.
Yes, well, 2 gold medals for the United States. That's our schedule for tomorrow, and certainly, later on in the week as we move towards the trap competition. It's unofficial training tomorrow, so the trap finals will be later with that trap women and trap men's final, and then this event will culminate with the trap mixed team, and that'll be in about 5 days' time next Saturday. Well, many dignitaries and VIPs who have joined us here in Athens. You can see Mr. Luciano Rossi in the middle, the ISSF president. We've also been joined here by the EOC president, Spyros Kapralos. The ISSF secretary general, of course, is also here, Alessandro Nicotra di San Giacomo, alongside the secretary general of sports,